that's why, I think that we need an experienced airline executive. It would have been very easy to say, let's just hire another Kenyan, but I wanted to have that experience on hand. From the top team, I think what you will see is on the top team, I don't think you'll see any changes in the top team.
Well, from matters to do with airlines, we now cross borders and indeed start to talk about something totally different, and this time in Rwanda, but actually right here in Nairobi. Matters horticulture. Well, horticulture is one of Kenya's leading foreign exchange earners, and it's something that countries right across the EAC have tried to adopt. And it is the turn of Rwanda, which has come to Nairobi to be able to, well, ask investors to start investing in that country in that sector. So what is that conversation around horticulture today? My colleague Abi Agina has been, following that story from us right here in Nairobi, and is now standing by to bring us, an update on what exactly has been going on there. Well, Abi, I don't know if you can hear me, but the crux of the matter is the fact that, horticulture continues to be a major income earner for this country. What does Rwanda expect to be able to gain from, this event here in Nairobi today?
Well, many thanks to Akaba. Indeed, the floriculture business is one that has been growing in leaps and bounds, especially in East Africa. And Rwanda has been leading the pack to some extent. And of course, the big conversation happening here at the Crown Plaza, where stakeholders from the sector are taking part this time round, is how to build market linkages, as well as how to grow and improve productivity for this all precious crop. Well, I want to bring in Ambassador Bill Kayonga, who is the Chief Executive Officer for the National Agriculture Export Development Board based in Rwanda. Many thanks, Ambassador, for speaking to us on KTN Business today. And let's just start off with what were some of the key highlights of the forum that we had earlier in the day?
Thank you first and foremost for having us. We're very fortunate to be here as a delegation from Rwanda. We're here to engage with our brothers from Kenya and the wider East African region, first and foremost to promote East Africa's floriculture origin for the rest of the world. We believe we can create synergies for the region, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, and the other countries. So we're here as Rwanda to meet with breeders, to meet with growers, to meet with marketing companies, to see how we can be able to partner and grow the sector in Rwanda as well.
All right. And so far, looking at the deliberations and issues to do with the intra-Africa trade, what are some of the key issues you'd like to discuss and, of course, see at the end of the day consensus being arrived at to be able to improve trade between the borders?
I think what's critical is first and foremost for us to understand that as a region, there are better opportunities for everybody where we create synergy. We have different experiences that we can share. We have different capabilities that we can share. We, at the same time, can be able to spread risk. When we operate alone, we are bound to face quite a number of risks. But if we partner along within the region, then we can be able to spread the risk within the region, and we can be able to attack the market as a region with a bit more effectively.
All right. And talk to us about the numbers. We've seen demand for products across the region has been growing, and of course many were a bit skeptical when we did have the Brexit that this would heavily impact on the region. From where you sit, how are the numbers looking like, and what should farmers look forward to in East Africa when it comes to the floriculture business?
To be very honest with you, one cannot predict how the demand in the short term is going to be, but in the long run we can see that the global demand is really picking up when we see growth in most of the emerging markets, when we see growth in Europe, even Asia. We see the performance of most commodities. Most of them are on the increase. sometimes we even get surprises. The last couple of months, the prices for vegetables in Europe was unprecedented. So you get those upswings and then you get a bit of the downswings. But what's most important is when you are looking at the niche markets, you can be able to iron out some of the losses that can be incurred in markets where the mass production is looking towards to. So all in all, we're very optimistic that given the capability for Africa, given that we're still fortunate to have very good weather, that we're still fortunate to have affordable labor, that we will be very competitive in most of these markets as long as we can work on issues of logistics, as long as we can work on quality, as long as we can be able to provide certainty to most of these markets, because that's what they're looking for.
All right. Many thanks, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate for your time. And, of course, Wakaba, that is the big conversation right now as different players across the region are working towards ensuring that we are able to boost the volumes of exports coming into the country. And Wakaba, briefly, I'll just bring in another gentleman for just a few minutes to talk to us as well, to just get some quick updates in regards to what the World Bank is doing in regard to this particular industry. Of course, there's been a lot of turmoil that has hit a number of African countries when it comes to commodity prices. And the narrative is changing, really, and we are seeing a number of international financial bodies coming strong to try and address these shortfalls in the markets. And, of course, floriculture is one of the major income earners for Kenya, and, of course, not forgetting other regional countries within East Africa. And Wakaba, the other gentleman, has now joined me, and we just want to bring him and just get some quick perspectives on what the World Bank has been doing. And we are now joined by Amadou Sorgo, who is the Senior Private Sector Specialist for the World Bank Group. Many thanks, Amadou. And let's just pick it off from, as one of the major institutions that is concerned about trade within Africa. Perhaps talk to us the level of trade we are seeing in the continent and, of course, the role of the World Bank in all this.
I would say that the World Bank is very actually engaged in the trade area, and we actually have a dedicated department, global practice, called the Trade and Competitiveness Department, in charge of actually promoting trade as well across the world. And we are very much engaged in Africa, and especially in Rwanda, where we have a program that is actually looking at to support the government of Rwanda in actually promoting trade and promoting exports.
All right. And finally, let's look at the money that has been sunk into trying and boosting market linkages and building capacity and reducing the level of losses we get to incur in this critical sector. Talk to us about the spend that has gone into this as the World Bank Group, and what are your projections moving forward? Are you likely to scale up funding?
The World Bank is definitely going to be investing more into promoting trade across the continent, and therefore we in Rwanda we already have a program that is it's actually a technical assistance program. It's a fairly small program, but of $8 million that is actually supporting the promotion of private sector development and also trade included.
Many thanks there, Amadou Sorgo. Of course, we'll be having an expanded conversation of this